tastes like butt.
I think the D stands for dick.
Hey.
Before we start,
Tangy.
this is now our 32nd hour.
Woo!
Yay!
Kicked in. So with this performance, like all performances, they're relaxed, which is most important, a relaxed attitude towards any sound or movement from the audience. Just for anyone who may be unable to be silent or still for any prolonged periods of time. Likewise, the lighting should stay like this, and there will be no loud noises like music or anything like that there might be in the background. That's all cool. That's us. I'm gonna start. Have you got
Yeah,
anything?
I think that's all right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Alex,
Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Alex. I'm the games master for this hour and for the next 3 hours through to 3 o'clock. So, a little bit about the game. This is a tabletop role-playing game. What that means is that the four people sat to the side of me are each playing an individual character that they control. I am playing everything else. I play the world, the people, the monsters, everything that they come into contact with. The game works very simply. These people tell me what they want to do or how they would like to do a thing. We roll some dice and we work out whether they succeed or fail based on the randomness that those dice create. Usually it causes hilarious failures, but also sometimes outrageous successes. The story.
Mostly failures. Mostly failures.
The story.
Absurd magic.
The story so far. Our four characters are members of the crew and civilians of the ship, the Spirit of the Horizon, a military science vessel that has been sent out to discover new things. One of the things it did on its discovery was awaken an ancient old god, and found a magical tablet that was infused with this incredibly powerful spell. The god laid waste to the world around them, and the captain of the ship decided to cast the spell and send them to safety. They find themselves strangers in a strange new world. They're now beginning to believe that they may even be on a completely different planet, or possibly a completely different plane of existence. Certainly, nothing they have seen here they have ever seen before. They've been in this world for about 10 days now, and had many adventures and met many new people. Currently, they are sailing up a narrow passway known as the Barsang Pass. They've heard stories about that it may be that the rocking pass may crash together occasionally. And they've also heard a legend of these three sisters who were cursed, and the island was cursed with it. They have fought many things. Whilst they have been here, they have discovered a mechanism which opens a gate, and the ship is currently docked in front of these two giant iron-banded gates that are halting their progress. They've worked out how to open one of them, but the other one they have not yet found any way of opening. When we last left them, they had headed down a long, narrow staircase, maybe 150 feet into the earth, below the left-hand tower, and they were starting to make their way down a narrow stone snaking passageway as they were heading across, they assume, with their basic knowledge. Any of you a dwarf?
Aye.
Yeah, you can tell because your stone cunning tells you that you are heading across towards the other side, as if you are underneath the waters.
Is there that thing when you go under caverns underwater where it's not dripping exactly, but there's a slight moisture to the rock?
Like the air is incredibly moist, yeah.
Moist.
Just before we started, or just before we left off, they had heard and spotted the sound of heavy footsteps and this snorting, and they are aware of something heading down the passageway with some speed towards them. Before we jump back into the action, I'm just going to quickly ask each person on the table to tell me their name, the name of their character, what the character does, and just something about the character that makes them memorable or noticeable.
I'm Chloe. I'm playing Relora Ellenvall, who is a half-elf bard. She was initially the ship's translator, but what she does now is mainly magically mock things, insulting and harming them in equal measure. And something that people would know her for everything because she takes credit for as much as possible. That's her.
My name is Ian, and I am currently playing the role of Brother Jurgen, who is a cleric of the goddess of joy, Lyra. Due to a series of what can only be described as fantastical events, I am currently wearing what was briefly described as if Bjork was cosplaying Mark Bolan, which begs more questions than answers. My role in the ship has been largely undefined. I'm kind of a bit of a jack of all trades, just kind of on hand when I'm needed. For some reason, quite good at maps. Not fighting or anything, but maps, and can always be relied on as the cleric of the goddess of joy to have a good time.
I'm Chris, and I'm playing Fulmorn Bloodgrip, who is a dwarven cleric of the god of light, and he is very strong in his beliefs about light and the goodness of light, and how everyone should hear more about the light at every given opportunity, and should be healed up by the light at any given time as well.
He's the light humour.
Not that light, quite short and quite stout.
I'm Chaz, and I am Captain Golan Height, formerly commander, took over the captaincy of the ship after the passing of the previous captain. Golan ping-pongs between awkward stepdad and violent alcoholic.
Which are often one and the same
Yeah.
anyway, so it's fine.
That's about your stepdaddy.
Can I get a quick marching order? Who was at the front of this party and who was at the back?
And me were in the
was
front.
Yeah.
right behind them because I was
Okay.
trying to detect stuff.
I've kind of got my trusty quarterstaff, Mr. Stick, held above my head, and it's glowing because I cast a light spell on it, so we can see where it's going.
My hammer's glowing yellow as well.
There's this light green haze in the air around
Yeah.
you.
Bring the light.
From
It's
what
my
I
glow
hear,
stick!
how fast is this thing coming down the corridor?
Oh, it's moving with quite some pace.
Can I
yeah.
cast
Would I have enough
Shield
time to
of
get a
Faith on
javelin
myself?
off before it reaches us?
Shield of Faith myself?
You would. It's coming. It's got quite a long corridor to come down, and you've heard it coming quite a long way off. I reckon it will be upon you at the end of a round of combat. So you guys, having seen it, or being aware of it coming, would be able to make one round of ranged attacks against it before it arrives. Can you rolled a critical success
Yes.
on your perception roll?
23.
As it moves towards you, you see that it is. It's not moving with like the normal gait that you would expect a humanoid to have. It looks like it's kind of, sort of limping. I mean, it's still moving pretty fast, but it's definitely limping. And you see, as it comes towards you, that this thing is not entirely healthy.
Can I...
There are parts of it which seem to be kind of almost petrified. And it's holding one of its arms really heavily and like loose, and it looks like it's really weighting it down. And this arm is entirely petrified.
Okay, so it's had a bit of a bad time of it. Can I try detecting evil to see if it's something that is
Sure.
naughty? Okay. Naughty thing.
Don't you like naughty things?
On my own terms. 18. What's the? Would be a modifier because it's a spell, so 24.
24 against so aberration, celestial, elemental, fate, fiend, or undead. Nope. You do not believe that this is specifically a evil creature.
Okay, Captain. It doesn't seem to be this creature is coming towards us. It's not in a good way. It doesn't seem to be evil. It might just be a wounded animal.
You do see it looks angry though.
Yeah, it's a wounded animal, so it's a bit pissed off. But it could just be, an animal. We should prepare ourselves. But
Well, it's not like we can back against the wall and hope it goes past us.
I can still hear what it's saying. Tongues lasts an hour.
Okay, and this is what it's saying.
No, I can't. It's not talking, just making noise.
Javelin first, chat later.
Would anyone like to get off a ranged attack against it?
Can I cast Shield of Faith on myself?
You can.
And
It's
step in
my-
front of him and say, get behind me.
is my shield of faith?
Get behind me, Golan.
Will my shield of faith still be active since I cast it before?
What's the duration?
I'm just checking now. It
Shield of
is
Faith
casted up to 10 minutes.
Just, yeah.
Cool. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I activate
Alright.
mine, so I step before him, glow yellow, and become basically an impenetrable ball of force.
Wonderful. And you're gonna get off a javelin.
Yeah.
Can I get off a vicious mockery as well?
Of course. That's a wisdom saving throw, yes?
What are you gonna say to it?
Yeah. I'm gonna say to it, I can see why you live in the dark. The light does you no favors.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, she went there.
And your spell DC is now.
Doesn't
15.
You perceive that it doesn't hit. It's not your spell.
Doesn't care.
Does not. If it does penetrate its thick, crazy brain, it causes no damage.
Right.
Your javelin throw.
Javelin. That is a. Oh god, I'm so bad at maths. That's a 26 to hit. No, it's not. It's a 23.
That will hit.
Still
Yeah.
ludicrously.
That is for 7 damage.
For 7 damage.
Do I get a second one off, or is that it?
You have a second action. Do you have a second javelin?
I do. I have 4 javelins on me.
Hock that javelin at it.
I'm gonna honk the hell out of that javelin. That is a critical success.
Sweet.
Nice.
So roll your damage die, double it, and then add your modifier.
This is gonna be a pattern where we kill things and then you can just chat to them after we've killed them.
This one don't talk.
That's 11 damage.
So you catch it. The first spear smashes into its torso on the good side of its arm, and you see that there's a little bit of blood comes out of it. The second one flies through the air at the opposite side. It hits the shoulder blade, and instead of blood, it cracks, and the arm just falls off and smashes onto the ground. And there's now like tumbling rocks behind it.
Golan doesn't know what this means. Chaz does.
Is made of rock.
Neither Relora nor Chloe know.
It's all Greek to me.
Very surprised anyone knows. It looks. I mean, it looked pretty beat up before you came to it. It looks even worse now. What was your what's your dexterity saving? Just your dexterity number.
14.
You're 14. Okay, I need to remember that.
Not bad for a 47.
It is about 40 feet away
great
from
shot.
you, and it is now its turn. It will move up, charging. Head down, and you see now as it enters your pool of light that although it is missing one arm, this arm is a hand. The bottom half of its body is like the shape of a bull, and its head has these 2 large horns coming out of it, and its face is part bull, part human. It's not a pretty sight. It's even less pretty given the fact that part of the face on this side seems to have that same part petrified aspect to it. It is going to charge at the first person. What does Shield of Faith do?
I've got an AC of 20.
You have an AC of 20,
Aye.
and you're at the front now.
Aye.
So it's going to charge 40 feet, which is its entire movement,
Aye.
and it's going to hit you with a gore attack.
Do it.
Come on, I want you to do it.
For 10.
Boom! Like a bell.
Yeah, I didn't do that, so I can't do that. It comes forward, it bounces off your wall of golden shield and light, and it just bounces back confused. It looks as if it's actually only just recognized or spotted that there was anyone there. Like it just charges up and down this tunnel anyway. But so suddenly it's like, oh, things. And it lets off this like horrific bellow yell. It's awful, resounding, and echoes down the corridor. That makes it Brother Jurgen.
Cool. Okay. So, guiding bolt. Here we go. My one thing that I can do. This almost worked. 15, 21.
That hits.
Get in there, right, okay. I'm still just casting it as a level 1, so it's like, there we go. So, 4, 9, 13, 17.
How would you like to kill it?
Yes! I'm on fire today!
Two in a row.
Right, so,
I soften him up. You open.
what
the
I'm gonna
pickle jar,
do is I'm gonna, cause I'm at the back, so I'm gonna grab Omorn by the shoulder, yank him back. As I yank him back, I throw my other arm out, and I say, as the green energy bursts out of my fingertips, what am I gonna say? It's pithy. I say something pithy, and then it just.
You would get on very well with Denny.
Alright,
As your guiding bolts fly through the air with these puffs of smoke, the tunnel is filled with this light smell. It's a sickly sweet smell.
Can Relora immediately put her hand over her mouth?
Yeah. And I want anyone who smells it to roll a Constitution saving throw.
25.
20. Unnatural.
11.
You would normally be immune to it
Okay.
because this smells like the smell that you get when you get your divine inspiration from your.
Oh, I see.
There is a faint smell of marijuana in the air.
Nice.
As if your
Not
divine.
marijuana.
Not marijuana.
Not marijuana. Lyra's
Stay
leaf.
close.
Lyra's-
Lyra's leaf. Goddess Lyra, her special leaf. It's a religious thing. It's allowed.
And you, it drops to the floor, and it's very much dead.
Captain, I think this thing was holding.
We all know it's you.
No one seems to be affected, right?
By what? No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Jurgen just does it like a home sweet home.
She might have to do a
Smells
throw,
like
but
victory.
seeing that no one else seems to be like negatively affected, Relora takes her hand away and lets herself actually breathe it in.
Yeah, and you feel a sort of relaxing course through your veins that you're not necessarily used to, but yeah.
I've had his.
Oh yeah.
She's
Well, then
been
you're
on-
definitely
You know
used
what I've
to.
got? Do you know what? I think now's a perfect time. Okay, take it on out, and let's just have a bang on that.
I've already had a long conversation with the captain about his alcohol dependency, and if you want, I can relay to you the ills of pipe abuse.
Listen, this is a religious thing, okay? You are offending me on a religious. You're a hate crime. That is a hate crime, okay?
Can we
Yes.
have this argument later? I'm slightly concerned about the injuries that this creature sustained before we even attacked it.
Hang on.
Can I investigate?
Pipe use is very, very bad for you. Let me go through all the reasons why you
Whilst they're
shouldn't be
doing that,
using
can I just
pipes
look
in the
at
middle
the
of an
face?
adventure.
You said the face had the same.
So the side of the face that was the same side as the arm that fell off, yeah, it has like around. It's as if something has entered through the eye and then like poisoned, and it comes down the side. And as you look at it as well, you see that it sort of started to make its way down into the hip as well, like which is why it wasn't running at full.
Can I use my medicine skill to have a look at it and see if I can figure out what's going on, what's happened to it, basically?
Yeah.
Cool.
Roll.
I'll do the same.
Roll. Nature roll.
26! Natural 20 plus 6, 26.
Wow.
The
dice
excuse me,
are-
I'm just going to conduct a small autopsy
The dice are with you
on
today.
this beastman.
You are
While smoking the pipe.
Whilst on the pipe.
You are pretty certain that what has happened to it is that it has partly been petrified. It's been turned to stone. It was a pretty strong creature, and it's only sort of caught a glancing blow, but it has partly been turned into sort of stone.
Captain, I think we have a problem here.
Yes, I'm slightly concerned that this was keeping something in rather than keeping us out.
The issue is that obviously whatever it is obviously trying to get out, because there's wounds on here that we didn't do, and there's no way that we've done.
I think this might be one of the sister. 1 second, I'll be right back. Could someone lend me a dagger or something?
Okay, I give you. It's my normal dagger, not my lizard controlling dagger.
No, of course. I'm just briefly going to pop back up the stairs. Just grab the head of the snake. Just come back down.
Wonderful.
Would I know what a Medusa is? Because
Roll a nature check.
sure.
I'm just getting the head for intimidation purposes on the sisters rather than.
That is a 10.
I'm just obsessed.
I
with
mean, you've
heads.
heard tales of things like this, but you always assumed that they were myths and tales. You've not encountered anything like this. No one you have met has encountered anything like this.
I know.
But there are stories in your world of ancient beasts and things like that.
Hang on, there was a dead one upstairs that you lot dealt with. What did it do? Did it have the ability to make things turn to stone?
If it did, it didn't use it on us.
You would think that if it
Meanwhile,
could, it would do that
right.
straight away.
Well,
Look, I
It
propose,
may have tried.
if possible,
down the stairs.
if we approach,
So the eyes are closed on it at the moment.
yes.
Okay, cool.
What I'd suggest is, if we continue going down this tunnel, I go at the front. I'm still detecting magic, and anything that has magic will have a glow around it. Therefore, I can try to catch glows out of the corner of my eye rather than looking directly at anything.
Is this glowing?
But it's dead.
There is a very, very faint aura of
Faintly.
magic from behind the eyelids.
Just behind the eyelids.
Oh, very good.
Any other plans? Or
Well, if
Can I make some sort of roll to pass all of the information I've gained together into a cohesive whole? As in, he's told me he's investigated and it's been an infection that's come from the eyes. There's a glowing from the eyes. Can I put 2 and 2 together?
Roll an insight check with advantage.
That is a natural 17, and that is a 6.
Yeah, you're pretty certain that this thing is the thing that turns things to stone, and it does it with its eyes. If you opened the eyes, you may be able to turn things to stone that are looking at it.
Might be able to turn things to stone if I just pop these lids open. I'm not going to. Sorry, little joke. I'm going to.
Good to know.
You could cut the eyelids off.
Are you going to continue heading down the passageway?
Well, that's
I
basically
think-
our
Let's
safety
fight,
catch.
Debbie.
is the eyelids.
I think we should continue down the passageway.
I think we
need
should.
to get to
It's-
the other tower.
It's our only option. Otherwise, we're just going backwards.
Well, look, as I'm currently glowing with holy light and carrying a warhammer glowing with holy light, I think I should probably go in the front.
I'll go behind you.
Not being.
She needs to be looking out for magic.
I need to be near the front so that I
You
can
can look
detect the
over my
magic.
head. I'm like a whole head shorter than you.
Oh, of course, yes.
Not being funny all morning. I just barbecued this thing. I'll go in front, and I'm going to hold up Mr. Stick, and I'm going to lead the way.
I try and push past it.
You fail.
As you are tussling,
Contest it. Contest it.
Can I, whilst this is happening, can I pick up my javelins?
yes,
No,
absolutely.
mine
you
was
get
better than
your
your
javelin.
gun.
Do you give me back my dagger?
I do, yes. I mean, it's terribly well balanced.
Have
Like
you
me.
contested your tussle as your?
I've rolled.
It's okay, fair enough. So okay. Would there be any more? No, it's 8. I suppose.
Oh, 9.
Oh.
Olmorn, with his gruff northern sensibility, pushes past. I'm fine. I'll get in the way.
Let's
You
just
make.
walk together.
Yeah, exactly. It's wide enough for the two of you
No.
to pass together.
Oh, looks like it's you. Actually, I've been meaning to.
As you pass down the passageway, you continue, and it's sort of low, gradually, gently, still sloping down a little bit. You feel like it's not a flat tunnel; it's only going down gently.
How much time is this taking?
Maybe 30 seconds, a
Okay,
minute.
fine.
You know, it's
what I
as
think, don't
you get to the base, or as the tunnel itself sort of levels out. You see ahead of you. Roll a perception check. Who's at the front? You.
I'm looking over his shoulder, like I'm right behind him.
Yeah.
I'm
Just roll.
beside
Everyone
him.
roll perception check.
The 15.
14.
12.
10.
No,
No, 11.
no, sorry, 17 actually.
So the two at the front catch a glimpse of like this stone throne. You have already seen one like it, which was in the room with the mechanism, where the other,
She was on it.
and at the foot of it, slumped, you see a corpse.
Is it a humanoid corpse?
It's a humanoid corpse.
I go over and I kick it.
As you get closer to it, you spot that this looks identical to the Medusa that you found in the tower.
I think this
Except
one's dead.
This one is very bloodied, and it looks like it's been trampled.
Do I still see like the hint of magic behind the eyelids?
You catch the hint of magic behind the eyelids. You also sense to your left a larger, more powerful, glowing magical force. And as
Would
you
it
look,
be circular?
it's circular. As you look to the left, all you see is just cavern wall.
I say, I think, I'm not entirely sure, I think over there maybe, I can sense some magic and I think it might be the orb that was mentioned.
Right. Can I have a look at the wall?
You can roll me an investigation or a perception, whichever you would prefer.
Perception's +7. It's definitely that one. 22.
You see that there is just in the corner behind the throne, there is like a small set of gears, and that if you sort of perceive that if you were to push this, that would probably open some form of
I give it a kick.
hidden doorway.
I give it a kick.
Roll a strength.
21.
You
I'm staying like right behind him
Lads versus the walls.
during this.
you kick this gear,
Aye.
and it makes this cracking noise as if it's long rusted. But the rust breaks, and then you just hear this, and then a previously almost unseen doorway in the rock just cracks open slightly, and there is a passageway beyond.
I'll go in.
Cool.
I stay right behind him.
The passageway is very short, and it opens into a very small room, maybe 10 foot by 10 foot. In the center of the room, there is a pedestal, and in the middle of the pedestal, there is this milky white, opaque, lightly glowing orb.
I run towards the orb. I want to run past him.
I let it go. I
Yeah.
think that's the orb we're looking for.
As you look at it, you see that it is covered in symbols of crescent moons and circles of like the full moon. It seems to be covered in these kind of lunar symbology.
I want to touch it, but just with my fingertip, just to see if that does anything to me.
It's fine.
I'm
I
meanwhile
kind of- I
trying
touch
to
it
take
with
the head off the other.
Increasingly more of my hands,
With a
just to
ball
make sure
standing
it's
there
not going to do anything.
It's
waiting out
like
for you.
it's
No.
like
So I can hang them on
cool
both
to the
hips.
touch, and there's a faint energy that you can feel in your fingertips, but otherwise there's nothing wrong with it.
Could do a religion check or something like that on it.
Yeah.
I am very much holding this.
I'm very much getting my second head, so that I can hang them on my hips and use them as sort of like.
I'm gonna come up to
This
like
this one's not so good.
Like-
This one's much more bloodied, and only one of the eyes would be
Ah.
usable.
It'll be my backup.
If I can catch up with Laura, and I'll do a religion check on it to see if there's if I can find out.
I'm doing a religion check as well.
We're gonna be dick swinging for the rest of the day, are we?
Competitive cleric.
Because I'm dressed like Mark Bolan.
Aye.
22.
As Relora holds this orb and you look at it, there's a strong sense of divine energy in it, and you recognise this crescent moon, and you put it together with the knowledge that you already have of the legend, and you're pretty sure that this is some kind of orb of Zimian, who is the moon goddess, the goddess of the moon and the tide, who is the person who cursed this land.
Am I able to ascertain as to whether there's any connection between it and all of the badges and stuff that we've been finding?
Got a star one.
You are able to ascertain that there is indeed a similarity between this and the crescent moon badge that the captain currently has, which I believe he gained from
From one of Candle's dead compatriots.
from one of Candle's dead compatriots.
Captain, could you bring that badge over here a second?
Just one more. Oh yes, sorry. And then I just put.
When
my
you're
foot
quite
on it.
finished with the snakeheads, Captain.
Yes. No, I'm coming.
I'd
Is there a
say-
way to hang them on each hip?
Yeah, they've got snake hair. You can tie like a bow off.
Yeah.
I've just got
Take
one
a
on
look
each
at
hip
this
now.
one.
It's a wide berth.
Yeah. We'll take a look at that.
They're identical in their shape.
So, I think something.
So I guess Candle's a devotee of this moon goddess.
Whatever this is, yeah. In which case, then, we might be painting a target on our back if we take this.
What does it do?
But we were told to seek the orb if we wanted to get this gate open. Now, what does that mean? Do we take it? Do we smash it?
Relora,
Yes.
you were on the top. In fact, everyone who was on the top of the left-hand
Tower.
tower and buttress remembers that on there was a small pedestal, similarly sized plinth, and in the centre of that was a small depression. That depression is roughly the size of half that orb.
I'm getting a very strong hint, guys.
I can't remember.
It
I
would
was in a
have been
dressing gown at the time.
You would have remembered that because you did see it. It was just 14
I mean,
hours ago.
even though I was flapping about, I do recall.
This, I think it needs to be returned to the top of the tower. The one we came from, not the one
Right.
we're going to.
Presumably that would open both gates.
So we put that down at the top of the tower, and then we get the men to do the crank, and then that'll open up both?
I've no idea. I don't know if something still needs to happen at the other tower.
I have a
Are we not?
proposal.
I haven't had a proper look around this room. Are there doors and tunnels leading off in other places?
So there's the tunnel you came down.
Yep.
You then got sidetracked into a very short, 5-foot-long aperture, which opened into this room, which is 10 foot by 10 foot. You were all squeezed in there, pretty close together around this pedestal. There is nothing else in this room.
Okay, great.
On the wall in front of you, there is another crescent moon shape,
Yep.
but it looks like just a simple religious icon. It has no magical properties. It's just sort of another image of Zimian.
I'm slightly concerned I'm a spandex groin height to this one. In this tight enclosed
I'm going to go
space.
back out.
Just gonna be
into the
standing
throne
there
room
just quietly
and have a
thrusting.
look around there and see what's going on.
Cool. So yeah, you go back out into the main corridor. It's quiet. It's now dark because all of your light sources are in the room.
Yeah.
And
I'll come out with him.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing going on. You could go
Oh,
towards the right-hand tower or back the way you came.
Oh, so we can go to the right
Yeah,
hand tower.
I think we should check the right-hand tower.
One thing I'm slightly concerned about, Captain, is that I love your snakehead collection. How many of those do you have?
I have two. There's one left. Yeah.
Yes. So, where's the other snake?
Well, let's think about it. There was one back where we came, which was the left tower. We can assume this is the middle. Logic would dictate that as we head to the right tower, there will be another room and another snaky person.
That's how these things tend to progress.
Relora starts just walking in the direction that would seem to be where the right tower is in one of those moves where you hope that everyone else will just follow.
Oh no, you'll get turned to stone!
I go after her.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we'll all go after her. Yeah, okay.
I do sort of try and catch up with her and go, hang on, love, and get in front of her.
You move down the tunnel with no impediment.
Slightly scraping the snakeheads against the wall sometimes. I'm not used to my new width.
I'm still
Girth.
keeping, because my thing lasts for 10 minutes, so am I still within that?
You're still okay.
Keeping
Yeah.
an eye out
You've
for
not
magical
seen
blows.
anything. You're aware, sort of your magic Dar is aware of the tiny little magic beads behind you, but yeah, no, there's nothing in the. You come to the end of the tunnel. You come to the foot of the staircase, without any interruption or impediment.
Right.
Just walking down, thinking to myself, I wonder how Twinkletoe's doing.
You're at the foot of the stairs.
I was
Would you
probably
like
having a drink
to
with him before we
head
got
up?
teleported.
So you walk up this staircase as well. It's the same ascent as your descent was, and you find yourself eventually after a minute or so, minute and a half, popping out in the base of another tower that looks identical to the one that you came out of.
There we go.
You've
There's
come
the-
out from the different side, so you know you're in a different tower.
Yeah.
In the base of this one is nothing. There's a bit of rubble in the doorway, blocking the doorway. There's no escape. There's no access out. There is, however, another spiraling staircase that goes up to a first floor above you.
Since we have a pretty fair inkling of what's coming above us, I suggest we shoot first, ask questions later.
Fair
Not
enough.
normally what I do, but it sounds fair.
I'm not a man of violence, but okay.
When the light needs shining, shine
Exactly.
the light.
Exactly. Or when the joy needs brought, we bring the joy.
I start walking up the stairs
Swinging dicks.
saying, I've
There's
dealt
a
with
grammar
one of
issue with that sentence.
I've dealt with one of these before. Follow me.
you want my heads?
This is probably going to go wrong. I just reach out my hand as a sign of like throw it and I'll catch it.
I'll throw you my main head. The one with 2 working eyes, because I've got one with 2 eyes and one with 1 eye.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the 2-eyed one.
I catch it by the snakes. Do I need to check for that?
Yeah.
Catch it by the snakes.
Trying to look cool. What is that? Is that a dex?
Dex, acrobatics.
10.
Yeah, you catch it.
A little bit of a
It's,
fumble,
there's
but
lots
yeah.
there's lots of like stuff to grab hold of.
Yeah.
So you've got the snake head and the orb now.
I've put the orb in my
Oh,
bag.
yeah, the bag.
The orb's just in my bag, blowing away. Okay, I kind of start walking up again, I'm like looking at the floor, trying to look at stuff out the corner of my eye, and holding the head in front of me,
How do you proceed?
stealthily.
Roll stealth check, please.
I'm walking right behind her.
Are you ruining my stealth?
Yes.
17.
Almost certainly.
You walk up the stairs.
I've
I'm
also
literally right
I've
behind
like got my hands are on the head like this, so that I've got 2 fingers ready to open the eyelids.
Cool. As you make your way up the stairs, just as you peek over the top, the stairs make their way up, and then there's no walls or anything. So as you go up, you can immediately see into the whole room. And as you hit the step, which allows you
Yeah.
visual of the floor and everything like that, you can see sat in a 3rd stone throne, there is another snake, Medusa.
Glowing with magical.
She is her eyes are glowing with magic. She is not aware of you though.
I put my hand on the middle of her back and say, "Let the light shine through you under my breath," and cast resistance on her.
Okay.
You have an extra D4 you can add to any one saving throw of your choice in case you need it.
1d4, did you say?
1D4.
1d4. Under my breath, I mutter.
Should I sneak up with my head?
I mutter. I'll let the light shine through this, and then I roll the eyelids.
Okay. So
Can I try and sneak up next to her with my head?
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
Double-
Roll me a stealth check. Have you opened
Double
your
heading.
eyes? Have you opened the eyes of the Medusa?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Roll a
opening
stealth check.
the eyes of the Medusa, and I'm pointing them towards.
That is a big fat 8.
Boosh.
As you come up beside her to do the same thing,
Single eye.
you knock a small rock on the steps, and it clatters down, and the Medusa immediately looks across to where you were.
This is the look I'm giving you.
She sees the head of her sister, but she is not affected.
What, both of them?
Not by her.
That's a 3-eyed attack.
Okay.
Maybe we should have talked to her first.
Oh! She looks straight into the double eyes of the one that Relora is holding, and nothing happens. And then her eyes dart for an instant to where you have just opened the 3rd eye. And as it does so, she fails her saving throw by more than 5,
Oh.
and is instantly petrified.
Oh.
Hey! I would like to make sure the eye is closed on my head. I would like to set it down. Then I would like to run over to it and just smash the petrified.
Can I quickly ask from at least Relora's perspective, is there any sound to the petrification process because she's deliberately not looking?
There is, I mean, there's a scream which is cut short
Oh, okay. Cool.
in its like utterance, and then you hear this kind of.
You hear the kind of Cool. In that case, yeah, she.
In that case,
She's petrified.
I would like to smash the stone thing with my maul.
Sure.
I'm sending it back. I'm sending the back going. Well, that was super effective.
I mean,
Massive
head.
damage.
Well,
it is basically now a statue.
I mean, it's basically now a statue. There's no point having a statue head. In fact, I'm going to aim at the head. I'm going to make sure I smash the statue head
You
first.
can take the head off, Captain, and mount it on the front of the ship.
Oh, very good.
Alongside,
What have you got
alongside
already?
this Pegasus
I'm sorry,
unicorn.
somewhat with on a leaf withdrawal. I'm not in a good mood. Cut the head off and put it on the ship.
Well, I can't cut it off. I could try and smash it off. It is a statue.
Roll
Haven't we already got like a Pegasus on there or
a
something?
Pegasus unicorn.
That's very pretty.
Put it on the
It
bow then.
exemplifies our sense of loyalty and friendship.
Oh, yeah, that's
I think a Medusa might give people the wrong impression about us.
Yes. I did already swear a pirate oath. I don't want to go too much further.
You swore a pirate
It's
oath!
the only way we got through the Black Cove, and I'll explain that. He did it too.
No, I didn't. I very specifically didn't.
Can we
When did
please
this
just
happen?
open the gate?
Right. Smashy, smashy.
You do see in this room, right next to the stone throne, that there is an identical mechanism to the one that you saw on the other side. You assume that this one would open the right-hand gate.
Is there any pedestal?
No.
Here?
No.
Okay.
I'm presuming the stairs go up in the same way as
They
on the other
continue up, and you can see just from the angle that there is a open blue sky above you.
side. Right. You pull the handle, I'll go up and have a look and see what's going on. Bloody pirate.
Me pull the handle.
Just walk up the stairs.
Wait.
Grumpy as a
I'll be right with you on the handle. I just need to do this. Hup.
Roll me a strength check. An attack roll.
That is a 15.
Your axe slams into the neck. It's not moving. Roll an advantage.
That is a unnatural 21.
Your axe cleaves into the neck and
Mauling,
deal
mate,
damage,
mauling.
please.
The
Deal,
maul.
oh, you're more. Sorry. Deal me some damage.
Okay. That is 5 plus that is 8 damage.
Yeah. The head, ting off, ding 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 ding, bangs, rolls to a standstill on the floor beside it.
Feels good.
Did we
was
just
about
take a
you were-
shortcut?
Can
What's
I
on top of the tower?
can I just try to do the mechanism? I know that I'm not strong enough, but she's like, screw it. I'm
Roll
gonna
me a
do
strength.
it, and I'm gonna do it
Roll
well.
me a strength check. As you peek out the top of the tower, you see the big boulder that blocked your pathway.
Right.
And you also see a small, well, actually quite a large nest, and in that nest there are 2 eggs.
Eggs of what? Can I? I'm gonna head up the stairs. Can I use nature, I suppose, to see what the eggs?
I mean, I'm gonna do a nature check as well because I'm right here. If you want to come
Will
along
you
and-
stop just checking each other?
You don't know they're there. 'cause
Okay,
you're
fair
still
enough.
downstairs.
Can
Sorry,
I roll
my
a nature
apologies.
check, please?
You roll a nature check.
Steal 'em,
Better
motherfucker.
nature check yourself before you nature wreck yourself.
That is very high. 18, sorry.
You're pretty sure that these are the eggs of the griffin, and the griffin was protecting them before you killed it.
They're not hatched, they're...
Nope.
How big are they?
They're large-ish. You know, they're sort of about a foot across
Right.
and maybe a foot and a half tall.
I wouldn't really be able to carry one while doing all this nonsense, would I?
You could carry one, but you would have to put anything else away, and yeah, it would be a two-handed carry.
Oh, I'll leave it there. That's, griffins are griffins.
I don't know. It'd be nice to have 2 griffins on the ship.
They might imprint
I
on
would like
us.
a griffin.
I'm not there.
You're not there!
I'm not
Oh,
there.
yeah, I
I'm
know
gonna
that.
run up the stairs in a minute.
I'm doing a strength.
Valora, roll your strength check. Your strength.
It was a 5.
Yeah, this one's really rusty. It's not been open
Can I just
for a
lean
while.
past her and just like, I'll just let me. I can just. Yeah.
I was just leaning on it.
Oh, well.
I wasn't
well,
trying.
Certainly, I wasn't meant to imply that. Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. Roll me a strength check. If I can remember what this is.
+3 is 19.
Yeah, that will.
Let me
cause
just
it
stop
to
leaning
move.
on this for you.
It starts to crunk as you break the sort of rust on it, and you hear the sound of ancient chains dragging across stone, and it starts to open and turn and turn and turn, and then at some point you push it and it stops, and it cannot move any further. And you're pretty sure that this gate is open for now.
Do I see the gate open?
There are no windows to this room, so
I'm on
you
the top floor.
oh
On
yeah
the top.
yeah. You see, if you look down over the side, you
Right.
see that this right-hand gate has now opened as well.
How big is this boulder that's in the way?
It's huge. It's like 2-3 meters wide, and it's fallen solidly in it. Like, you're pretty sure you could make your way
Over it?
You could make your way over it,
But
but
it'd be very difficult.
it would be very difficult.
All right, I have a second question.
Yes.
Now, I'm quite strong,
Mm-hmm.
and I do have the ability to enhance my own abilities to make me even stronger. Could I potentially cast enhance ability on myself and pour all the anger at this bloody pirate oath I knew nothing about into trying to delodge this boulder to get out of the way so we can get back to the other side without going all the way down and up again?
Sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
How's everything going up there?
I'm moving a rock.
Do you want
Alright.
a hand?
No.
Is the gate open?
Aye.
I just pressed well, Relora did most of the work. I just pressed the mechanism.
Are
Right.
you still holding onto the mechanism?
I'm right next to it, so if it moves, I can instinctually grab onto it.
So the moment you stop pushing on it,
Mhm.
it starts to head back round.
Ah.
And, yeah.
So I'm seeing the gate sort of.
You see the gate open fully,
Yeah.
and then there's a moment where it starts to close again, and then it opens up again.
Right. Can I try and push this boulder?
Yes.
Thank you. So my carrying capacity is doubled with this. So
Uh-huh.
however you want to do that with the size and weight of this boulder. Oh, good lord.
For God's
It's a
sake.
9.
No.
I mean, I can do it
you-
again. This
sorry.
spell lasts for an hour, so.
You push it with all of your might, and it just doesn't seem to budge.
How's
I
it going?
might need help.
How's it going with the boulder, buddy?
What's the sense of if Relora were to like run down and across and back up to the other tower, how long roughly does she think that would take?
Probably at full run, 2 minutes. All the way down, all the way across, all the way back up. Yeah, 2 minutes.
I say to Golan, the orb, obviously, there's no pedestal here. It obviously needs to be in the other tower. I will go and return it there. There were Marines who were helping to. I'm not strong enough, but they can do that, and we'll see if the orb makes a difference.
Okay,
Yes?
I think that's a good plan.
Okay, and I
Relora,
peg it.
You peg it.
be careful.
Do you want to try and move the boulder again?
I'm going to go
I'm waiting for
upstairs.
his help. He said he could.
I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to try and help him.
Take him the head, just in
Um,
case.
So the two of us, and I'm going to try and help him to shift this.
Okay.
See how it goes.
I'm already rolling with advantage.
You are rolling with advantage. All I'm doing is lowering the DC.
Lovely. Thank you. Right, let's give it another push.
You don't need to worry about it.
Oh
You're
my
just,
God.
You're helping by dropping that.
Fair enough.
How is that possible?
I know it's a 19.
So the two of you push, and you both push forward like that.
Like
and
I'm currently henched out dwarf. Like, if there's a dwarf smash going on, it's right there.
And you're pretty sure that with one, like, and at this point Jurgen turns around and puts his back against it and like pushes like that way with his, you feel a tiny amount of give,
Sure.
and as you push through it, taking that inertia, you feel the rock move and move and move,
I stop pushing.
and then suddenly it's out of your control.
Yeah, I stop pushing.
And
Way
it-
back out that way.
Crashes, it falls, it lands by the door to the right hand tower.
Have you essentially made a doorstop?
It
Oh, didn't even think of that.
it bounces, and then it comes to rest just off the edge of the doorway. Doesn't damage the tower.
The gateway or the doorway.
The doorway to the tower.
Ah, okay.
Your way across the top is now clear,
Right.
but it is still dangerous.
Oh, I'm not going out there.
There is broken stone where the rock was, and then beyond that, the rest of the buttress is, as you have already discovered, slippery.
I'm feeling slightly less enraged about the pirate thing now. It's still a problem, but we'll come to it later.
I'll have a chat with.
How's
you
it going up there?
It's going good. At this point, whilst they're pushing it and heaving on it, Relora suddenly appears at the top of the left-hand tower.
Okay, get the orb.
Yeah.
Like the out of breath joke. No, no.
It's fine, no one can see this. No one can see this. Get the orb, place it on this pedestal, Are there Marines still there? Or do I need to send a message to the ship?
You need to send a message to the ship.
Can I send a message to the ship from this distance?
30 feet.
Yeah.
No. You could have done it just as you ran
Yeah.
up the tower.
I think once I'm at the base of the tower, it's a thing of if there aren't Marines there, put Marines there to the ship.
Okay. Cool.
So maybe I have to wait a little bit for them. But I put the orb onto the pedestal.
Yeah. As you do so,
to be honest, before the Marines... Oh, sorry.
as you place the sphere into the depression, a beam of divine magical moonlight shafts down from the sky and hits the orb, and it slowly expands to take in the whole of the plinth, and then it moves out and out and out until it touches the edges of the pass, at which point there is a sound of metallic clanking and grinding, and the door to the gates, the left-hand one, which was currently closed, starts to open. Once it is fully open, there is a moment of silence, and then a deeper rumbling, groaning drone happens. And you look out, and suddenly, the walls of the ravine beyond shudder. And almost imperceptibly, they start to move together. And that's where we're going to end this out.
Oh, very good.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
It's all kicking off.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. If you do want to come back, please feel free to. We are here for 10 hours every day, so 10 to 3, 5 to 10 every day, apart from the 24th and 25th. Spread the word. You can obviously play if you would like to, or you have hands there. We're also live on twitch.tv/adventurers wanted. So yeah, chat, and I'm going to pass over to these guys who are going to plug some shows.
Yeah.
Sure, okay. My name is, as I say, my show is Imagine Porn Charades. Is a comedy panel show, which is does exactly what it says in the tin. It's charades of made up pornography. I can't really explain it better than that. We're on every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 11 at Sweetgrass Market, and we have a fantastic range of guests from all over the Fringe every night. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And that's it. Thank you.
Yes, I'm in a sketch double act. We are called Dirty White Boys. Our show this year is called Stupid. It is an hour-long sketch show. It is like a turbocharged Morecambe and Wise. It's very, very silly. It's on every day except the 14th at 9:20 at Just the Tonic at the Caves. We think it's a good show. In fact, it's such a good show, we recently got recommended by the iPaper yesterday as a sketch show to see.
That's good.
Cool.
Well, you know, I'm a freelance theatre PR, so I work on a bunch of different things. Today I'm going to pitch Wolf Meat, which is the absurdist clown comedy I'm working on, which is on Underbelly at 10 every day-ish. There's some days I'm on the Fringe. It's absurdist clowning about a drug-dealing family in South Croydon, and it's totally mad. It's really good fun. I recommend that. iPaper, I raise you one of Telegraph's top 10 weirdest shows at the Fringe. Oh my god.
What else is in there?
There's a seance in a bunker or something.
We were on STV once.
I had an no.
Well, I'll have you know that Kirsty also
maybe
gave
this
us
is
a
where we
restraining
round
order.
things off.
Thank you very much again. We've got really quick turnover thing. So the door is over there. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in 10.
Bye, Stream.
Bye, internet.
Well, this is all very